Well, hello. Woohoo, we getting Anna twice in 1 week. I said I would start trying to go live at midnight. How are you? That seems to be a good time in a way, but then again, the other day I was like, oh, yesterday, there was no way I could do it. I was just, it just wasn't going to happen. Usually I'm up most of the night. So, how are y'all doing? I have been watching some of the um, I don't know what you would call it, where they try to clean up their act. Um, what would you call it? Let me see. It's the Matthias folks. What is that? They did let me see. What is the name of it? Hold on just a second. My brain. Oh, where they respond. Did did y'all watch that video where the Matthiases respond? And it's, I guess, John, the psychologist, that's actually doing the talking. And she's just like sitting there. I don't know. I can't, I don't know. How are you guys? Anyway, so I thought that first I would share um, this little this little message I got left. Whoops, where'd I go? I got left on my last video. It was so cute. It was just so cute. I'm being snide. Of course I am. Let's see if I can. I think it's this one. Okay. Now I don't know if y'all can read it, but this is in my comment section. And I thought, well, how nice. Just and I don't let stuff get to me, but it's like um, just Kathleen 3. This is what they had to say to me. Why is every unprofessional hack covering this story? I'm losing my patience. Who wants to sit through watching someone stare at their camera and be jolted with racket in order to get information? I don't have the patience to find out if you ever get to the actual story. I've suffered through more irrelevant and disjointed commentary to have the stamina to sit through this one. The sudden loud popping put me off. Why do you think anyone wants to hear that? I'm not sure what was popping that night. Y'all have to let me know. She goes on to say, now I'm more interested in why so many inept and unprofessional content providers are covering this story, whatever the story actually is, outside of this echo chamber. Is it about jumping on a bandwagon? What's the bandwagon? Is this a secret society with some kind of code? What's the effing story besides that Lauren and John are a-holes? I already know that. Figured it out by watching them. If you could get to the point, could you timestamp it? I'm dying to know the story. Thanks. So that person obviously wasted their time when they came into why bother? Why bother watching something that's going to just gives you a reason to be so, I don't know. It's really kind of funny though. I know you were Mother of Vincent LePew, but you know what? I don't know those people, right? And It doesn't matter. I mean, isn't that what everybody on YouTube does one way or another? I mean, we're getting on some bandwagon, whatever bandwagon that may be. Um, Personally, I've got so many videos that I have needed to edit that were on Karen Reed and um, then Donna Adelson. Oh my gosh, I have so much to say about both of those. But the videos, I make them and then I have to go back and edit them and then to put them up if I do it like before midnight. So, the other day I thought, well, I'm just going to go live at midnight. And normally that's probably more along the lines of what I truly talk about because that's what I follow. I follow cases. But in this situation, um, aw, I love my style because it's unedited. It's like we're having a chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep my focus and then chat with y'all because yeah, it's like I have somebody to chat with about stuff, even though it's late at night or whatever. But you know, I listen to people, they talk about grifting and grifters and, you know, obviously anybody would love to make a living sitting in front of their screen giving their opinion or just chatting about it. That would be really nice at my age if I could make some money doing that. But it's just it's just w- you know, it's just the way it goes. I mean, it took me like 5 months, 6 months to get like $100 payout or something. So, and that's when I first started. But I thank you for liking my Karen Reed videos. I'm still not finished because I have a lot to say about this civil trial. I I just I don't get it. I don't get it. Hmm. But anyway, tonight I came on because I was watching Turtle Boy finishing the coverage of John and Lauren when he and I was in awe. I mean, have you guys seen that video? It was so Lauren did a 9-hour video and his was a little over 3 hours. But I mean, she was sitting there with him. It's just that he was the one reading out of these books a lot. And I started thinking, well, not started immediately. I was thinking that he really, really probably shouldn't be the one doing those type of video. And um, he said he gave his credentials and told us about him being a psychologist. And then, of course, she had to brag about his grades and how good he did and just keep reinforcing. I mean, it's like she's just, you know, the fact he's got a degree is just makes her all, I don't know, high and mighty or something. My husband has a degree. I don't have a degree, but my husband does. But that's his degree. It's not my degree, you know? And it just, I don't know. So my question was, okay, he's a psychologist and he's also, didn't he say he's, well, one thing for sure, if anybody watches their videos, they would know not to hire him to go into a courtroom and give his opinion because if the judge doesn't agree with him, then he's going to come make snide remarks as if we don't see it. But to me, it seemed like a psychologist can't be objective when their spouse is involved, right? I mean, so defending her and analyzing her alleged stalker, both kind of creates an emotional and professional conflict, wouldn't you say? I mean, I would think so, and I'm not, but like I said, I'm not a professional in by any means in this, but um, it just seemed that oh, he was doing a whole lot of analyzing. Hey, Marcella! Hi! I love you still. See, my hearts don't work good. My finger doesn't work good. How are you? You're just so sweet. Oh, I love you, Marcella. I miss you. I'm glad you stopped by to say hi. I'm being kind of sort of tacky, but only because the people put out a video that just really has me just being rather tacky, Marcella. So, if you're a psychologist, I don't think it's good ethics to be doing what she did. He did. You know, he was trying to say that the stalker was a bad person. And aw, I'm glad I got to see you. I I mean to message more often, I do. That's my Marcella. I just love Marcella. Bella Bing Bing. Marcella. Yeah, see, to me, that's the thing that got me. If you're a psychologist, don't you see your wife is like, first of all, she's overreacting. I mean, truly overreacting. And she's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. And now people are coming out of the woodwork and they're talking about how she treated them. I mean, I've listened to Awen, and she sounds like a really cool lady that just walked away because she wasn't going to get involved or have the family members who are already suffering put through any more. And then we find out Lauren's talking ugly about the family that because of the tragedy, she's making all this money because of her videos. Yet she's talking badly about the victims left behind. So I don't uh I don't get it. I just don't get it. But and if y'all want me to go pull any of it up, let me know. But when he was throwing his little fit, he was throwing a fit is what he was doing. And whoever he was throwing a fit at that where he was saying that the something about 5 years ago or um the rudest thing, somebody stopped him when he had been asked a question and he was thinking the answer and then somebody stopped him and how angry he was and that nobody liked this person and that's why this person was never on his. I was like, which person are you talking about? Is there a different person or was it the Awin person or was it the attorney who wrote the book? Or, I mean, because who else? I mean, because there's a lot of issues going on. They've got a lot of issue. Oh, he was okay, okay, wow. All right. So I didn't know that. Awen is amazing. I've missed her. I read that in her comments that so many people were like, I didn't know where you went. I've missed you so much. I'm so glad you're back. Yeah, see, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that they made that or more. Turtle Boy was funny during the Veronica and Becky. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Could you please? And it was so clear. But what he was saying made absolutely no sense because no parent would suggest that of their child in school. That's number one. And he made the I mean, you know, you would think Lauren has been hung up by her toenails out in a public forum to be plastered with honey and let the bees at her, is how he's acting. If you say, I mean, she said that the person said head on a platter, and that was, they want her head on a platter. Duh. No, they don't want your head on a platter. But apparently, she doesn't want a lot of stuff that's out there coming out. And to have gone back all those many years in her messages, she must really have a lot of people she's attacked. So he was talking about Lori Hellis. Lori Hellis is the attorney that wrote the book, if I'm not correct. Haven't seen the full video of what's her name and Mother K. Queen Bee posted. Oh, Cretia? Is it Cretia? Um, Gosh, I forget the name of her channel. I can find it if you need it. She's she's going on and making other videos. So, no, he didn't make any sense. He didn't make any sense. And the thing is that he's got license. He's a licensed psychologist. So to me, though, he's got like a lack of objectivity, right? Because psychology ethics require you to be neutral and evidence based conclusions, and feeding into unverified accusations, it shows bias, not professional judgment, right? It's showing bias. So his statements, um, I just don't think you yeah, Krisha, I can find her, I'll find her video channel name. I've got it somewhere, because I just recently watched something of hers. So, I'll get it in a few minutes. Let me see. But the other thing is, isn't it rather unethical public behavior when you're analyzing or you're diagnosing someone publicly, especially online? And yes, thank you. Difficult Research. That's the name of the channel. So, Krisha's channel is Difficult Research, and you can go on there because I believe she's speaking out more and more. And it's a shame that because they're victims. They're victims, and the I'm an empathy person. I can't even I can't even try to imagine at all. I can't I it's what this family has been through was it was absolutely horrific in my opinion, and I'm sure most people's opinions. And to be honest, I didn't watch the original trials. I watched the last 2 trials of, uh, Lori Daybell. and she's a piece of work. I mean, girl, she she's something else, and she's out there. And then I watched, the where they did the, just a few days ago with the money, and she's just such smart arse. She really is a smart aleck. I'm trying to watch my language, so, um, go back to the old days when I didn't have such a bad mouth. I'm pretty good about it, but my husband mentioned that, I get on here and sometimes I get to going. But no, I didn't think he made any sense. He, but didn't it seem like he was trying to diagnose Christina, basically? And he kept telling Lauren how she's done nothing wrong. How about blowing it all out of proportion and get a life? I mean, you would think that he would be able to help his wife realize she has some issues. And if you're going to be an ugly person, then, things are eventually going to come out. I just I don't get it. Surely he knows the things that she's done. But then look at how he was spitting venom towards, that attorney, um, Lori Hellis. I don't know what happened between them, but it wasn't good. But Awen, apparently, I like I did listen to Awen, and she breaks my heart because she is so genuine. And um, I just, wow. You know what? I'm not going to say that out loud, but yeah. But the thing is this Christina person has never threatened her. And I went back and watched her. Um, hold on one second. Sorry, my husband's going to bed, so I had to make sure and tell him good night. Um, yeah, the Christina person never threatened her, and I went back and I looked. I'm not the best at TikToking, but I found her and I looked, and really and honestly, first of all, to think some of those TikToks were pointed at Lauren, I would say Lauren had to have, like, a guilty conscience or something because she didn't call her out. And now the thing about the brother was, um, I mean, that was just a bit much, I could have lived the rest of my life without hearing that information. I didn't even know it was a thing, but, that first of all, I can't even imagine I would have shared that with anyone outside the family, especially someone who, was my friend for just a few months. But, each to his own. Maybe she needed somebody to talk to. But she does, from what's coming out, it appears that she's she's not the nicest person to people. She's just not. Lori Hallis was on their show every week until she interrupted his best answer ever. Really? Does anybody, I mean, it was on their show, so we can go back and find where she said something and then she wasn't on their show anymore? I just don't get it. Yes, Krisha. She sounds like just such a lovely young lady. She really does. Yes, no way he could be impartial. I mean, he can't. And with the comments he was making, he definitely wasn't. I didn't even try to be. And then when he got to, what was that? It was just like a practice thing or whatever he called it. And then he started talking about until one day she wanted to self-harm, and then he almost cried because Lauren, okay, my question here is, if you are honestly in that bad of a situation, don't you think he would have gotten her some help? I mean, I would think that would have been the first thing he would do, and he's not the one to provide it, right? Difficult Research is the name of Krisha's channel, and Krisha, okay, help me out. Krisha is Kay's daughter, correct? So I get names all confused. If y'all see this little pretty on my thumb, I have trigger finger. I didn't know what it was. I laughed at it the first few days that it did it, and then it didn't bend at all. And now if it gets jabbed, the amount of pain is just unreal. So I finally went to the doctor, and then he has to send me to a specialist. I can't see the specialist until December, I think it is. And I'm like, man, I was hoping that it would be fixed before I've gotta wrap presents and stuff. Cause oh my goodness. So Krisha's channel is Difficult Research, alright? So we made sure we covered that one. See, I only watched, Hidden True Crime a few times, and if Lauren wouldn't have made that humongous 9-hour video that had the, aw, thanks, Duck Duck, that had that, you know, the draw of what was it, being stalked or something? Um, I mean, who wouldn't click on it? Wow, really? Somebody is being stalked or whatever. I don't know Christina, but I hope she has a good lawyer, dollars, and end up making owning Ellen's brother-in-law sizes. Well, you know what? If nothing else, she should get her money back from CrimeCon. From what I understand, she bought the tickets in the beginning of the year. Lauren knew full well and good that Christina had the tickets. And then I heard, so I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the ticket was actually given to Lauren, unless that was her first one that she actually gave away. Right. All he had to do was call 911, get her admitted under psychiatric care. You would think that he would know that better than anyone and make sure she's okay mentally. But she's just making this mountain out of out of just nothing. It's just nothing. Wow, you never heard of her? Well, see, the only reason that I heard of her was my neighbor. Like I said, my neighbor and I like most of the same things. And, the things that are coming out now are for someone who was a true subscriber of theirs and really cared about them or thought that they were good, if they are using their head and thinking with common sense, etc., then they become disappointed because this is just unreal. It's unreal. And, this Christina person, she barely had any views on her videos until Lauren went and did this 9-hour live. So, I think it's creepy him treating her mental health. What if he is the cause of her issues? Then he's telling her what's wrong with her. Exactly. Exactly. I used to see her in Duty Ron's chats. Oh, Lauren? Well, Duty Ron seems to think that she's just a victim, that I'm in awe because, being previously being a police officer, and he's, like, all about telling her somebody needs to tell her she's not a victim. I mean, I know that a lot of people on YouTube are saying it, but then she gets her husband to come up and do this, I don't know, analyzing the situation, where I guess they thought that would make it better. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't watch their channel to see it. I did watch, Turtle Boy because he's hysterical, and that, every time he would talk about gonna read something, Turtle Boy's, "Oh, no. Oh, no." It was just so funny. But, she says she is professional. "Can you see Ashley Banfield crying in bed and wiping her nose on the sheets?" No. And also, wasn't she saying bad things about Ashley Banfield as well? I think that's the problem. There's so many people she said so many bad things about. And, then I guess you explain that you were having a bad day, or I don't know. I don't know I don't know what you would say, because there's so many people. So many. It's like everybody gets on her nerves, I'm assuming. And, what are you gonna do about that, right? I don't know. But I think that, I think that John is, I think he's compromised in his objectivity, and, um, it's too bad that he doesn't realize it. And what's really scary to me is someone that doesn't really understand or doesn't get life yet, and they're listening to him thinking he's correct. Um, that's kind of scary for me. It's kind of scary for me because, yeah, Dr. ML just took her word for it without getting all the facts. Prayers for doctor. Eh, Yeah, I mean, that just, and as far as the attorney goes, I wonder if they just took her word as well. She wrote out whatever she had to write out, and then, had all, as we saw her 8 hours worth of whatever she thought she was gonna show, hands it all to him, and he just believed her and didn't do any research. But Turtle Boy cracked me up because one of the cases that he cited, he said he said that that was actually it would have been good for Christina's side, not for Lauren, and I was just laughing. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's just, who's supposedly releasing these texts? Christina? See, that's the whole thing, is Christina, I guess, made some kind of a video that said something about having, I don't know, information, and was gonna share it, or I don't know. But because of Lauren going and doing a 9-hour live and claiming all the things that she claimed, then it didn't really go very well for, Lauren. She was thinking that she was gonna come on, which amazes me. You have true crime people that are gonna jump on that like, "Oh my gosh," right? If you think somebody in the true crime field on YouTube is being harassed, and they go on there and they put something like they're being stalked and they're afraid for their safety, everybody clicked on it, right? Everybody clicked on it because we're like, "Oh my gosh." People would come together and people would help. The people clicked on it, and 2 hours into this, crying and realizing she's sitting in a motel room. I'm assuming it was a motel room, and then when she said that she couldn't be by her dying mother's bed because she had to do that video, I was, like, totally confused. Totally, totally, totally confused. That made no sense. Yeah, that's what, that's yeah, but see, I think well, she acts like she loves to hear him talk, but I think she gets a little bored at certain times and she wants to be the one saying. She acts like she admires him, but I think she gets a little tired of it. Oh, Lori Hellis said Christina didn't even have the text. I think Lindsay has them. Well, the thing is Christina wasn't around that long, and the texts go back a long, long time. So I think Christina has some. I mean, she had, somebody that acts like this, I'm sure Christina has some information about Lauren talking ugly about people. And then there's other people as well that are going to have way back. And I don't know who Lindsay is, though. Turtle Boy, not my usual taste, but he seems perfect to deal with. Lauren Yeah, Turtle Boy, okay. Like Karen Reed, right? He had a lot of information that came out that I mean, he's good at what he does as far as his information. He doesn't just put out BS. But I'm an older lady. I'm not, I'm not I watch him for some things and like I said, he's good at what he does and obviously lots and lots of people just love him. I um I didn't know anything about him until after the Karen Reed trial because I mean, I knew who he was during the Karen Reed trial when he couldn't be in the room. I had heard things about him, but I didn't dig into any information regarding Karen Reed trial until it was over because I didn't have any information going in. I was kind of like Emily D. Baker, right? Went in knowing nothing other than she was supposedly hit her boyfriend with her car and thinking, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to watch this as a juror and decide. I knew there was some controversy, but I didn't get into it. Didn't get into his arrest, his jail, none of that. And then after the trial, actually, it's while they were in deliberation, I went back to the the pre, the pretrial motions and stuff, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." I don't know. Hey, did any of you people watch Maya Kowalski trial? Let's see. It's crazy. Anyone check on the mother? Yeah, I mean, that just makes no sense, does it? That she had to make the video and she couldn't be with her mother. She said her mother was dying and she was in hospice, so I don't know. Lori and Christina have seen them. They've seen the text messages. Lindsay was Lauren's producer during the Delphi trial. Wow. Now, I don't know anything. I didn't follow the Delphi trial. The ones with children, I have a really, really hard time with. Um, I just, and yes, he was fantastic in the Karen Reed case. But I think it's causing issues now simply because, like, did you listen in the civil trial where they kept bringing up Turtle Boy? Well, Turtle Boy this and Turtle Boy that, and Karen was telling Turtle Boy to do this stuff, and I was like, "You guys watch Turtle Boy?" Because if y'all watch Turtle Boy, nobody's telling Turtle Boy what to do or say. That's on him. If you tell him to say something, he'll tell you to you know what off, and he'll say just the opposite just to show you. I mean, no, nobody tells Turtle Boy what to do. That's very obvious. He does his own thing, you know. But like they made a big deal over what was it? The statement that the time for the O'Keefes to grieve is over, and I guess they brought that out in this, that civil, pretrial, and, there was just so many things that they were bringing out that were Turtle Boy. It's like, are you guys trying to sue Karen Reed, or are you guys trying to sue Turtle Boy, or are you mad at Turtle Boy, so you're suing Karen Reed? But either way you go, I don't understand how they can do a civil case after understanding and listening to all the testimony that came out in trial. He was not hit by a car. And is it Dr. Lapasato? The I loved her. Put Hank right in his place. He wasn't hit by a car. Why does she need to know any of that? I mean, I loved her. I just loved her. I did. So, but yeah, and I love Emily D. Baker. I watch my trials with Emily D. Baker. Now, I did watch the Maya Kowalski case, and I'll say quickly what that was. Maya Kowalski was 8 or 10, and she had a medical condition nobody could figure out, and it's CRPS. She was eventually diagnosed with CRPS. And it's an extremely long story, but the short is the hospital called in CPS, and honestly, I think they abused many, many things. Anyway, in the court, in the trial, she won two she won judgments and just all kinds of stuff, and it was overturned, and I am so upset. It was against John Hopkins, and, John Hopkins, they didn't act like it was a big deal, and then um, I guess the chief justices that overturned it did so, and they're saying that, you know, if you're a if you're a reporter of abuse that you need to be protected. Well, there were things happening to this young lady, and her mother ended up taking her own life. She said that she knew that Maya would be able to come home if she wasn't there. And they even prevented her from getting the treatment she was getting. I forget what it is. Oh goodness, what was it? I can't even think of the actor that took it and died. Matthew Perry died from it. It's a controversial it's a controversial medicine. Yeah, it's K something, but I can't remember the name of the drug. Isn't that terrible? Oh, description of Lauren and John. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Dr. Lapasato. You know what? It was like, yes, thank you, my person's monkey, ketamine. She was getting ketamine injections. And, the medical people didn't approve of that in this country. She had to go over to Mexico to even have them. And, um, when the medical professionals found out about it, when she would be going to be seen, um, they felt that there was medical abuse happening. And they said that it was all made up in her head and there was nothing wrong with her. And then when she did go home, she was not allowed any ketamine treatments. So, oh, bye, Mother Vincent LePew. You have a good night. It was good to see you. Anyway, I was just really bummed out that it's just I could have cried. I was upset for Maya and her brother, and they suffered so much in losing their mom, and Maya suffered so much in that hospital in the time frame she was there. So it was horrible. Anyway, so I don't know. I just think that I think that Dr. John's like armchair diagnosing, right? I don't know. Yeah, Maya's still alive, and I don't know if they're going to go back to court or not. I don't know what they'll do. Um, she's probably I don't know if she's 18, 19. Let's see, I watched it 2 years ago, I think it was. So she's probably, what, 19? I don't remember how old she is. I'll have to look. But I had all the files. I mean, I watched it all, and really and honestly, I think they deserved every penny they were awarded. And I hated, and I don't say that word very often, but I hated the uh, the defense. I really did. Um, Ugh, just disgusting. If you ever get a chance, it was in Florida, and it was the Maya Kowalski trial. Yeah, I'm not sure because they threw it out or something. I don't know. If it was just to reduce the money, they shouldn't have to go back to trial. There was a lot of things in there that they I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing. I just got upset when I saw it. I was like, "Oh my gosh." But I don't know, guys. What do y'all think about Dr. John's? Well, for one, it was really so silly, right? To um, we speak out after 9 hour live, the price of truth. We respond. So I've never quite I don't think I've ever seen anybody respond to their own video. So that was kind of odd. But, yeah. Well, that one, she deserved to be awarded and never have to worry about anything again in her life, in my opinion, for what she went through. But, you know, people like me sat on the jury felt the same way and awarded her millions. I mean, it was one of the biggest awards ever, and yep, they didn't pay it. So anyway, I don't know, guys. I just think I just think a lot of things are still gonna be coming out about Lauren, to be honest. And I don't know, do the professional people or whoever does this overlooking psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, what would they do if they came across that 9-hour live and then also the reply to it from Dr. John? I just think that there's something not right about it. I don't know. I guess I'm wrong because he went out there and publicly did it, so, I'm guessing he would know that he has the right to do it, but I don't know. So, anyway, I just wanted to come on and just kinda talk about that one tonight. Um, and like I said the other day, I said, "Oh, well, I'll try to do midnight videos," and I could probably do about an hour. And what's really funny is I was having issues sleeping, and I would be up until 3, anywhere from 3 to 5, and then I would sleep and then get up at, like, 11. But, maybe I'll do I don't know, maybe I'll just try to do my videos like the ones that I've recorded and not edited, those type of videos where I just do them late at night, I guess. I don't know, because I'm really, I have so much to say about the Adelsons and, Corey Richins and Karen Reed. I am so very sorry. My heart goes out to you. It really does. I don't know what I would do. If we start getting, well, I'm not sure if you're young or older, but I always tell my husband he's got to go first. So I am so very sorry for your loss. I I can't I can't even imagine what it's like. But I'm glad that you found a little bit of time and came and hung out with us. I'm really so sorry. Yeah, I like the live conversations. Maybe I'll just do my videos and then come on just to chat because 'cause we're so small and we just chat for people that wanna know, "Well, what are you doing?" I guess it'd be like I'm doing what I want to at midnight, right? Just a small group. We get in here and we just talk. So, oh, I'm so sorry, Crystal. You're 66, he was 78. Oh, bless your heart. Oh. I do wish that in all the time that we spend on this earth, we would learn how to have something more to say than "I'm sorry." But I don't think there's anything else that you can say, to be honest, other than to say you're sorry. So my heart goes out to you. And June seemed like yesterday, I bet, to you. It There one minute and gone the next. Bless your heart. My husband is, He's got heart issues, but he's had a pacemaker defibrillator and medication, and he's had that was 11 years ago. And so, oh my heavens. Oh goodness. Bless you. Mm. Oh, oh, bless your heart. Mm. That would I can see why it would take time to stay away. It goes from Agent Orange to Vietnam. Oh, bless his heart. He was in Nam. Oh, bless him. Yeah. I, I was a little girl and lost some sweet friends. Lost some of their boys to Vietnam. Bless his heart. That was a rough tour right there, Vietnam. Wow. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry that's happened. But I don't know, guys. I I'm trying to figure out what to do, whether or not I'm just gonna release videos edited, or like I did one on Corey Richins back when the attorneys first came out and said all the stuff they had to say. It was like, are you kidding me? And now we're listening to it. And I listened to EDB breaking it down, just I think it was yesterday, day before, and some of the stuff that they're asking for has to do with the civil case, which Corey's not even allowed to have some of the information. So it's like, are you kidding me? Aw. Well, I think everybody would be kind to you. I would hope so. I would hope so. But like I say, I wish there was something more that could be said, you know. But at least you know that you're not alone. You'll be in our thoughts and prayers, I'm sure, for everybody that was here tonight. So, yeah, Corey Richins. It's Kourichin's, I think. Anyway, she's something else. I'm thinking that her attorneys are listening to her, and it's kinda like walk the dog letter, but instead it's sending her attorneys on wild goose chases, because it sounds like the things that she's demanding, the financial, and did the sister-in-law pay for, experts? Well, yeah, she had to, but that doesn't have anything to do with her this case. They're severed, and the that case is on hold until the murder trial is over. So, and then they were trying to say that the case was just, was a done deal because um, the drug dealer recanted selling her the um, the the pills that were fentanyl, and I mean, duh, why do you think he would deny that? So he says that he was in withdrawal when he made that statement, but the thing is, he doesn't wanna be held responsible for the death either, and a lot of places are getting to where if you were the one that sold the drug that took someone's life, um, they're sending people to prison for that. So, duh, why do you think he recanted? I mean, but I think it's just, um, I know that you're not supposed to form opinions beforehand, but I mean, I'm sorry. If you're doing drugs to the point that you have what, 5 times, was it? 5 times the legal limit or more in your system, but yet no trace of any drug near you, that makes absolutely no sense. And most people that have passed from a drug overdose, there will be drugs in the area. I mean, I just don't think that she thought some things through very well. Um, and I'm sure there's a lot more information for her case, the case against her. I know that the walk the dog letter looks pretty bad, you know. Um, I don't know. So, in this particular trial, I hope the judge does allow streaming, but in this particular trial, I'm going in with show me she didn't do it because, yeah, I don't believe that, uh, that he did anything to himself. I just don't think so. So, um, I have a preconceived opinion in that particular case, which is unusual. I usually don't have. Yeah, exactly. Where's the letter? And as much as he loved his boys, um, are you gonna tell me he would have done that with nothing said to the boys? And also, he was so afraid that she was trying to unalive him that he changed his will. He changed everything over. I mean, yeah, 5 times the legal limit, and they know that it was not a medical fentanyl, it was street fentanyl. Ho Now, I don't know how they know that, but, um, they know that. And, she had to have worn gloves. I mean, but it's like Emily D. Baker, is it Emily that said that? It's like somebody said it. I think it was Emily, but it's like, wow, the news was lying to me. I thought you just had to just barely touch it and you would pass on. I don't know. I hope they do a hair test and prove he didn't do drugs so they can get a time limit. He had drugs in his body. I hope they did as well. I hope they did as well. And for her to say they were in the gummies was stupid. I mean, that was out there. She tried everything though, didn't she? But she was not happy when she found out about the sister was in charge. So I think she really thought things were going to be okay. I don't know how she thought that. How did how did you think you were going to get by with that? I mean, in most cases, in someone that young, excuse me, when they pass, people assume, it's like a heart attack or an aneurysm or something like that. So I don't know. Yes. Yes. Yeah. My mother was on 25 milligrams fentanyl patches for pain, and we had to wear gloves when applying them. Yeah, because you've got to be very careful. Um, I worked in a pharmacy, and I'm trying to think I ever handled the pills, just the patches. Um, and, they're in a box, so those were okay. But, I mean, you have to be careful. I don't know, the dog may be coming downstairs. She opens and closes the gate. If she would just be smart about everything else that she did. Yep, there she is. If I swear, I've gotta make some more money here. We've gotta get this dog trained. She is, what is it? I tease, oh, yeah, I can imagine it being horrific. I'd be afraid to touch it, I'm chicken. Um, we have a pit bull puppy. Well, she was born in January, and she's a runt, and, the person had to, take her out of the sack. The mother didn't. And I told my aunt the other day, I said, if I compare her to a person, um, she was dropped on her head. I mean, we love her to death. She's so lovey-dovey, but oh my goodness, she has no sense. She has no sense. She doesn't mind. I've had more marks on me. Um, it's like she's chicken. She's afraid to go out at night. She's half in and half out. I'm watching her. I'm sure that you guys are really enjoying this, right? She really is. She's chicken. But my daughter took her to the vet not long ago, and well, she had to be fixed. And this man walked up and stuck his hand out, and she said that the growl was in the deep, I mean, deep growl. This dog is not going to let anyone harm my daughter or grandkids. And then you hear a lot of bad things about them, so I'm like, but she's the most loving little thing. I mean, she truly is just such a lover-dover. Give anything to have a tiny poodle again. I have a Pomeranian, and let's see, she's gonna be 13 this year, and, she's been so healthy. We've been so blessed. The Pomeranian before her, we had him for 12, 13 years, and, when he passed, I I I mean, I didn't work for a week. It was just horrific for me because I just couldn't stop crying, I just really couldn't, and then it took a while, so, see, I hope so. I hope that they don't just and that's what I say, "I don't think that they just turn ugly and mean if they're not treated ugly or mean," um, and she's definitely spoiled rotten, but, my Pomeranian, when he had been really, really sick, and, he had a heart condition, and he had to take medication for it. It cost us like 50. something dollars every month, and he was on that for years. And if he didn't have it, he would have passed. But when he did pass, I was worse than a basket case. And then we ended up getting a rescue poodle mix, and my husband didn't even know it was a poodle until we got home with it. And yeah, see, um, it was he was something else, and you could tell he was over 2, but he didn't know how to play with toys. I mean, it just broke my heart. And he was so just matted in his fur and stuff. And when he got all cleaned up, my husband went, "Oh my God, it's a poodle." I'm like, "What, you didn't think it was a shaggy DA at that size, did you?" But he did. He looked like a little shaggy DA. And then about 6 months after my Pomeranian passed, we got another Pomeranian, and she doesn't look anything at all like him. She's black, a black dog, and aw, had to. I have I have I have Buddy. I had him cremated, so I have him here, but I didn't do that with Walter, and I'm not sure why I didn't. Um, I just don't remember. It was just Walter was unexpected, but Walter was having bad. Um, they call it dementia, and he would just in the middle. He would just just lay on the floor, and he couldn't move. So um, I don't remember how to explain all of it, but the doctor explained it to us, and he was he was not doing well at all. So um, it was time, and it was sad. But I don't know how we got onto the how I got onto that, because that'll make me cry too. So um, well, listen, guys, it is 1:50 in the morning, and even though I'm a night owl, y'all can see I'm awake. But I'm gonna see where the dog is because she hadn't come back in, and I will catch y'all later. I when I learn how to do um my post, my community post, maybe I'll get more there. I don't know if y'all like just hanging back and chatting after midnight. I can do some midnight lives. That was back in 1980s. I wonder if it's still there sometimes. Sleep dreams, I can feel them. Oh, yeah. Buddy. I just always my buddy. He followed us everywhere. Just everywhere. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna say good night to everybody, and I thank you for coming. And I hope that you all have a great day tomorrow. And I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just have to see what and for you guys, y'all know that usually I just talk about trials and my opinions of what's going on, but this I don't know, she kind of threw us all into this by that 9-hour live of making us believe she was in danger. And the fallout that's happening is just like, whoa. So, but I will see y'all later, and I hope everybody has a great day tomorrow. So, I'm going to say good night. Crystal, I hope you're able to get some sleep. Bye, everybody.